Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. We continue the build-up to the Mackems derby. Yes, hello everyone. The We Are Time derby is fast approaching. This Saturday I'll be bringing you content from inside the stadium. Exciting, nervous, anxious, twitchy bum time from both sides. Passion, you name it, from both Sunderland and from Newcastle. Today, we're going to take a look at Sunderland's squad. Now, Sunderland fans, and some of you are going to be clicking on this. Didn't hear me. This is just a bit of fun. We're going to look at your squad and see who I know. Let's take a look at Sunderland's squad. We're going to bring up Wikipedia for this. Now, if I look at the goalkeepers, they've got 4 listed here. Obviously, I'm not going to know the academies. Nathan Bishop, I've never heard of. Used to play for Southend and Mansfield. Never heard of him. Anthony Patterson, I have heard of, and that's only because I signed him as a third choice goalkeeper on Football Manager last year. And he was in the news recently because he's maybe questioned in court with the allegation of rape with a former Sunderland player. We're not going to go into that because that's not what this video is about, but he was in the news this week as well. So do know aware of him. He's their number 1. And I've heard that he's talented, born in North Shields as well, NE29 lad. So, yeah, there's quite a few of them that are born on Tyneside throughout the years from both clubs. But I know Anthony Patterson, so we're off to a good start. We know the goalkeeper. We'll move across to the defence. Niall Huggins, I've never heard of him. Where was he signed from? Leeds. Never heard of him. Where's number 2, so he'll be the right back. Born in York, plays for Ireland. Does he play for Ireland? No, Wales. Plays for Wales, sorry. Never heard of him. Don't know who he is. Dennis Churkin, Dublin. Signed from Spurs. Another young one, 21-year-old. No idea who he is as well. What does it say on Wikipedia? Youth international for England, but born in Dublin. Daniel Ballard, signed from Arsenal, 24-year-old. Looks massive, proper tall in that picture, doesn't he? Let's have a look at his career. Born in Stevenage. Again, I don't know how this lad is. Northern Ireland international. And that goes to show me how much I watch international football. I don't know who this kid is. I also, and it's not disrespect to Sunderland, I don't watch much championship football in general. But Timothy Pemberley, as I pronounce it as, Frenchman. Signed from Paris. Another right back, 21-year-old. Got quite a young squad, haven't they? Again, I don't know much about this lad again. Says he hasn't made any appearances. Well, so I doubt that he'll start. And Jensen Selt, centre-back. Again, for PSV, another young long 20-year-olds. Hardly made any appearances. And then Triantis. Nikataris Triantis. Australian, is he? Again, only made 1 appearance. Unlikely he'll start. Tri Hume. A right back, Northern Ireland professional footballer. Again, another young lad, 21-year-old, made 48 appearances, scored a couple. Again, I didn't know this lad. And I'm struggling here, everybody. I'm struggling to see who these people are. Ajay Elise, centre-back, 24 games, 22-year-olds, and then they've got a couple of youngsters in there as well. They've even got a Callum Wilson, funny enough, on their books. That's a bit ironic as well. Don't think Callum Wilson will feature. Our Callum Wilson, that is. But very young squad from what I'm getting. Obviously, they've just had a new manager bounce. Takeover / change of manager, if you want to call it that. Corey Evans. I do know Corey Evans because he's played for Man United and he's played in the Premier League. So he's experienced at 33, defensive midfielder. So we obviously know who he is. So now who he is because he's Johnny Evans' brother. And obviously he's a Northern Ireland international, nearly 70 caps. Played in the Premier League, Man United. Played for Hull as well, Blackburn. So, yeah. So we know Corey Evans. Job Bellingham, of course, we know who he is. That's Jude's brother, the younger one. Only 18. I think that was a good buy, actually, for Sunderland. And I actually think it's a cracking buy for them at this level in the Championship. There is big things expected of him. Can he cope with the limelight of his brother and get that level? That's a big ask, don't get me wrong, but we know who Bellingham is. He's likely to start in midfield. Luke O'Nine. I only know this kid because he's the one who kissed someone on the lips on the pitch and it went viral. I thought he was a right back. It says he has a defensive midfielder. I thought he was a right back. Loads of games, 201. So he's experienced at 29. He'll play, no doubt. And this is assuming that everybody's fit, because I don't know what their injury status is. Abdullah Bar, I know briefly of him because he played against, I'm sure he played against our under-21 side when they're both in the same cup competition. Abdullah Bar, I'm sure of it, 20-year-old. Alex Pritchard, we know who he is, obviously. And he's obviously experienced. He scored a great goal on the weekend. It was on the weekend, wasn't it? So he's played for Spurs. That's where he broke out. And there was big things expected of him when he broke out at Spurs. And we thought, he's going to kick on and become this utility player for Spurs, left, right, attacking midfielder. And he's obviously went on several of loans. Norwich, Huddersfield, Sunderland. So he's been at Sunderland now for a couple of years, and he's a decent player for them. Adil Ruchichi, I've got no idea who he is. 6 appearances, a Frenchman. Dan Neil, South Shields, sand dancer, young lad, midfielder, plenty of games. I don't know who he is, to be honest with you. Don't know who he is. Jay Matete, if I pronounced that right. Again, another young lad, 22-year-old, Londoner born, played in the lower leagues. I think he's had a loan spell out of Plymouth, it says there. Chris Rigg, Chris Rigg, because he's a Geordie, supports Newcastle. This will be interesting for him because Chris Rigg obviously supports Newcastle. He's been allegedly spotted at away games with Newcastle United as well. So this will be an interesting one for him. He's only just turned 16 6 months ago. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one for him, being an Everton fan. So we'll see. I believe over the Christmas period he wasn't in the full squad for whatever reason. And then you've got Pierre Aqua, defensive midfielder, a Frenchman, another young one, 20. They have a lot of youngsters, don't they? I didn't know much about them, to be honest with you. And then they've got a few of the academy players there as well. Take a look at their forward line, wingers, strikers. They've got quite a few, it says on the books here. Luis Semedo, 8 appearances, no goals. Another youngster, Lisbon, born, as in Portugal, Lisbon, not Northern Ireland. Again, I don't know much about this lad either. Patrick Roberts, I do know. Patrick Roberts, because he brought through Manchester City's academy, and then I'm sure he had a loan spell in the MLS. So Patrick Roberts, yeah, Fulham. Oh, he was at Fulham first. I didn't know that. I thought it was the other way around. I thought he was at Man City first, and then he's went out on loan to Celtic, Girona, Norwich City, Middlesbrough, Derby, Troyes. So I've got the MLS totally wrong, but Patrick Roberts I am aware of a winger. But I got that wrong. I thought he went to the MLS. Sure he did, but he's a decent winger for them. So he had a great spell at Celtic. So he's wanting to watch out for the wing. Mason Burstow, just 6 games, young lad again. On loan from Chelsea. Again, I didn't know much about this lad. Didn't know who he is. Elisa Mienda from Zaragoza hasn't played, it says here. 18-year-old. They've got Ukrainian Nazarai Russian. 4 appearances. I don't know who he is. Ellis Taylor, young lad, don't know who he is. Jewison Bennett, Costa Rican. Is he international? Must be, surely. Yeah, 12 appearances. A winger, 19-year-old, another young lad as well. I don't know who he is as well. Jack Clark I am aware of. He scores the goals, doesn't he? He's probably their best. Would you say that he's their best player? 70 appearances for Sunderland, 21 goals. So, yeah. Interesting. Ian Hart's his agent. Ian Hart, the former left back. Didn't know that. I learn something new every day. But I am aware of Jack Clark. Who else we got here? Tom Watson, the young lad. Don't know who he is. Michael Spellman, don't know who he is. Look, the things I'm saying with the young lads, especially the academy players, obviously I'm not going to know who they are. Sunderland aren't going to know many of our academy players, of course not. Jack Diamond, he's obviously the lad who's on the rape charge in court. We're not going to go into that because it's not the time or place. Elliot Embleton, don't know who he is, but he's born in Durham, number 8. He must be a regular. On loan from Sunderland. Oh, he's at Derby at the minute. So he's out on loan at Derby at the moment. So there we go. And then they've got these are the young lads that are out on loan. Joe Anderson, Jack Johnson, and Alex Bass as well. And you can see some of the transfers. They've had a lot of transfers in the summer, like, haven't they? We've gone through some of them, a lot of the youngsters as well, and quite a few of the academy players have left the squad as well. And you look further down here, Lyndon Gucci I'm aware of. Ross Stewart, the striker, he left them as well. Danny Bath, the centre-back. So I am aware of them. That's 3 big players. And obviously they lost Diallo as well, who was great for them last season. So I am aware of him. But look, Sunderland have obviously had a change in Ian Beale coming in from Walford. He's left the TV soap to come to manage Sunderland. So let's just hope that there's no Phil Mitchell around and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, look, the derby is on the horizon. I just thought we'll take a little bit of a funny little video here. Sunderland fans, it's just a bit of banter. Let me know, Sunderland fans, if you're watching, how you think this game will go. Are you as worried about us? Do you think we can get one over us as well? Because our form is literally all over the place as well. But there we go. Do you know many of them players? If you do, you watch more Championship football and you watch Sunderland a lot more than what I do. So there we go. But it'll all come interesting this Saturday afternoon at the Cinema Light. See you, everyone. Bye-bye.